How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. This video is made just for young college grads who just graduated college and maybe found a job and are starting to build up their savings. You can imagine you may not have all that much cash at first, so you keep most of it in a checking account. Who needs to put it in a savings account because you don't have all that much to earn interest anyway? First thing I would recommend to do, anything over about 1 month's worth of cash that you have in a checking account, move it over into a savings. This is because transfer between an online savings and a checking account is fairly fast, around 3 to 5 days. So most of your cash should be sitting on an online savings account that earns at least 1% APY or more. There are various ones out there that are pretty good and they change all the time. So you can't just get one and pretend that it's going to stay at a really good competitive rate all the time. I personally use Synchrony Bank and also Discover Bank, but there are better ones these days. However, you wouldn't necessarily switch between all these all that much because you shouldn't be keeping all that much savings cash in a savings account anyway. So 1 month expenditure is in your checking account. You need to put enough in your checking account to satisfy the minimum balance requirement in order to get that checking account for free. Some banks have no minimum, but other banks, maybe like Chase, I think they have some minimum like $1,500. Bank of America also have some minimum like $1,500, so you gotta watch out for their terms. Perhaps you need to keep $1,500 in there plus your 1 month's expenditure. When you have more than that, all of that should be in a savings account. Now, how much you should keep in a savings account really depends on your comfort level. A majority of Americans actually don't even have a couple of $100s to spare, let alone maybe a month's worth of expenditure. If you have more than a month, maybe you're sitting at 3 months, 6 months, then that's great. However, most finance people, they would recommend 6 months. I personally like to be pretty conservative. I like to have a huge chunk in there, just kind of know, oh yeah, you know, if anything happens, if I lose a job or anything, I can have enough cash sitting in there that can support my spending. I would prefer all of this in cash because when it's in an investment account, and if the stock market goes down, then you would actually have to sell some of that low price stock in order to support your expenditure for, you know, just living your life. I think my comfort level is around 12 to 24 months of expenditure in cash. Now, this might differ from person to person, so you really have to ask yourself, how much in cash do you want in your savings account that's only earning 1%? So now you got the checking and then you have the savings. Now, where do you put all that money if you have even more on top of that? I've talked about investing in your own portfolio, but this is somewhat an advanced topic and you need to probably study quite a bit before you dip your toes into it. If you're a novice investor and you don't want to deal with any of this, you might just put all your money into like one of those new robo-advisor things such as Betterment or Wealthfront. Those apps basically ask you a whole bunch of questions, how aggressive you want to be, how volatile you want things to be, and they would assemble together for you a portfolio that consists of mainly low-cost ETFs. For the privilege of doing this, they're going to charge you somewhere between 0.25% to 0.5% of fees. Now, if you're just starting off, the dollar amount of the fee that you're going to pay is going to be pretty low. However, when you have built up a sizable investment portfolio, you're going to see it grow more and more as you work. You're going to put more and more money in, right? Then I would actually recommend to move your money over to one of the brokerage accounts. Try to get the free trades such as Robinhood, or get a Bank of America Merrill Edge account if you have more than 100K of assets. Then you would also get free trades there. Then once you can do free trades in a brokerage account, all you have to do is go back to Betterment or Wealthfront and look at the breakdown of what they chose for you based on your preferences. You can go and buy these with the free trades and then you would get the exact composition as those apps that charge a fee, except now you don't have to pay the fee at all. You gotta know you do lose a little bit when you switch over to your own managed portfolio because in those robo-advisor, they do sophisticated things like tax loss harvesting. However, the dollar amount of these services is debatable if it's worth it or not. So I hope these tips help you young people along and avoid any kind of pitfalls. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below, let me know if this helps you out. If you're interested in supporting this channel, I have an Audible link down in the video description below. And if you're interested in investing yourself in your own portfolio, I've been recommending the investing book by Benjamin Graham. You can do this Audible trial, get that book for free. And if you don't like the service, you can cancel before the trial period ends. And you can still keep the audiobook and help out this channel. I also have a Patreon over here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.